All right, so this is going to be the the Black Lagoon Q&A. I'd like to thank everyone who had questions for me on Patreon. Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone who sent in questions for this. And as always, if you'd like to be part of the next Q&A, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the second tier. That'll allow you access to the videos on that are exclusively on Patreon, as well as the stuff on the first tier. But other than that, yeah, let's get started. So, alright, let me just pull up everything here. So professional on this channel, I swear. Alright, our first set of questions come from David Deister, excuse me. First question, how would you adapt Black Lagoon into live action? You know, Black Lagoon is one of those few anime where I think you could get away with doing a multiracial cast, because the show itself is very, like, not set in Japan. It's like a part of the South China Seas, and it's a melting pot of a city. So you could get away with not having, you know, many Japanese actors in here. Not to say that would be bad. I'm just saying, like, the beauty of this anime is that it's very multicultural, and you'd obviously need a Japanese actor for Rock, but, like, you could get so many actors. This could work as either a movie or, I think, a TV series. Like, this could be some HBO-level shit, like Sopranos or something of that caliber. But, yeah, Black Lagoon, I think, I've been saying that Black Lagoon is an anime, if you give it to the right people, I would say, like, the creative team behind John Wick would probably be the best shot for a Black Lagoon live action show. Anyway, so second question. Thank you for that question. Second question is, what would a Black Lagoon video game look like? Way better than Kill the Justice League. You can be sure on that. Sorry, I just had to. Anyway, so what would a Black Lagoon TV show look like? Well, video game. A video game, I kind of imagine it as like a like a shooter. I think you just play. I would have it play as Revy. Probably not like Call of Duty, but it'd probably be like something like, I imagine it'd have to be like something like Sin City, where you play as Revy going on all these missions. Like it's an open world for Rowanapur. I think that's the best way to go. Is like just do a GTA game. Anyway. Thank you for those questions, David. Moving on now to Tom Hibbert, who asks, first question, what bands would you say the Lagoon Company crew listen to? Revy, we already know, listens to hard rock and heavy metal. We're well aware that that's her bag. She loves listening to like hard rock, heavy metal. Dutch, I think it is hinted that, I think it has been said that Dutch listens to like classic rock. He is very much into like not classical music, but classic rock. Benny, I would imagine Benny is probably... He strikes me as a CCR fan, like Clearwater Cadence Revival guy. I don't know why, he just does. Also strikes me as the Eagles fan, too. Rock's the tough one. Like, Rock is the one that I would have the hardest pegging for what music. Probably, maybe... Kind of strikes me as a prog rock kind of guy, progressive rock. That's the best I got. But thank you for that question. Second question. What would you say is your favorite Revy moment and why? I think my favorite Revy moment is when Revy is just giving Rock that dressing down, like that, the first time, like, she's going through that moment of talking about, like, to Rock when they're in that underwater Nazi submarine, and she's just telling him, like, straight up, like, all we are is just dust, like, essentially just telling him, like, we're all just dust in the wind, like, none of this matters. I also do like that moment where it comes back to her in that argument between her and Rock that get them both arrested. That's also a really great moment, in my opinion. So yeah, I really do think that's a great moment, honestly. What else? Let me just get something to drink real fast. Okay. Always stay hydrated, kids. Those are a few that stick out to me. Anyway, third question. We've had neo-Nazis, made assassins, but if you could make an original Black Lagoon villain, what would they be like? Huh. I would say if I was to make you see, the thing of it is that, and I've seen a few questions that are similar, is that in the world of Black Lagoon, there aren't really like good guys and bad. Well, the neo-Nazis you can clearly say are bad guys, but like outside of them, there isn't really like a bad guy. Everyone are layered. Like everyone is, no one is pure in Roanapur. That's the thing, is that there's no real pure soul in Roanapur. So that's the big deal right there. I would say, though, that if I was to make a villain for the show, my pick, how I would probably make it is maybe a renegade general from the U.S. who's gone AWOL. He and his platoon are like trying to set up a base in Roanapur, and he's just basically like, yeah, I'm going to take my men. We're going to carve out a chunk of Roanapur for ourselves, and then we're gonna go fight the U.S. and try to create a new insurrection or something, like just some nut job general or something like that. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Tom. Moving on now to Cyborg 19.99, whose first question is, what other anime, movies, and video games would you cross over with Black Lagoon? Well, Hellsing for one. Hellsing's always been synonymous with Black Lagoon crossovers. I would say G.I. Joe. Yeah, G.I. Joe would be a lot of fun. Was cartoons on that list? No, not cartoons, but G.I. Joe, definitely. Video game-wise, I would say Grand Theft Auto. Like, just, like, to have Nico Bellic from Grand Theft Auto 4, I think he'd be perfect in that universe, working for Hotel Moscow. Like, what movies? Anything from Tarantino. Most of the stuff from Tarantino. I would even say, like, The Raid Redemption, too. Yeah. So, thank you for that question. Second question. What Marvel and DC villains could you see coming to Roanapur? Not even a contest, Wilson Fisk. Like, for Marvel, it's, like, Kingpin would want, like, see what Bella and all the other crime lords have in Roanapur and be like, nice-looking criminal empire out there. Be a real shame if someone took it for themselves, huh? Like, I'm just gonna move in right now. I would say for the DC side, like, again, crime lords. So Blockbuster from DC Comics. So Wilson and Roland Desmond. Yeah, Fisk and Desmond would be my picks. Anyway, third question. Who would win in a gunfight, Revy or Vash the Stampede? While Revy's good, you know, Revy's damn good, it's Vash. Like, Vash has weaponry that can literally blow a whole fucking chunk of a planet out of the... like, a whole chunk of a landscape out of the water, so... Yeah, my money is definitely on Vash the Stampede. Not to say Revy's bad or anything, but, like... Yeah, there's literally no way Revy is gonna lose that match. I mean, Revy's gonna win that match against Vash. Thank you for those questions, Cyborg. Moving on to Adam Wright, who asks, first question, if there was a werewolf among the Lagoon Company, how would that go? I don't understand the question. Are you saying, like, if one of the members of the Lagoon Company was a werewolf? Is that the question? Alright, if that's the case, I would say, like, probably be Rock as a werewolf, just to give him some, well, no, Benny. Let's give Benny something to do. Let's make him a werewolf. There you go. Second question. If you could hire the Lagoon Company to do a job, what would it be? I can't say it out loud. It's nothing, you know, it'd be totally illegal. You could be sure of that. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway. So thank you for those questions, Adam. Moving on now to Rory. I am not going to pronounce the last name out of respect, because I might mess it up. First question. Do you think Rock is actually one of the most dangerous characters in the show, seeing him going insane, disturbed Revy and the others? Oh, yeah. If the show got to keep going, I'm pretty sure Rock would have, you know, been, like, running Roanapur by the end of it. He would have been definitely... more than likely running Roanapur at some point in his life. He is, you clearly see that descent into mild-mannered, you know, guy into criminal mastermind, almost. Yeah. No doubt about it. Second question. Top 5 favorite Black Lagoon characters. All right. In no order. Keep in mind, in no order with this top 5 list. Revy, obviously. Roberta, Bella Shenhua, and Sawyer. Yeah. All females. Go figure. Actually, no. I might say instead of Sawyer, Etta. Yeah, Etta. That sounds better. Again, all females. Because girl power. And your third question is, how would the Lagoon Company react to the Bebop crew? I think Revy would not deal with any... Like, she would see Ed as annoying, first and foremost. I think Jet and Dutch would just be chill bros. Like, Jet and... I know Revy would just be completely, you know, an asshole to everyone. But Jet and Dutch... Yeah, Dutch and Jet, they would be chill. Like, they would be straight-up bros. Anyway, so thank you for those questions, Rory. Moving on now to Jason Voorhees 2011, who asks, which character would you like to see get a manga spin-off like Sawyer and Etta currently have? You see, I totally didn't... I knew about Sawyer's spin-off. I didn't know Etta had a spin-off at the same time. Like, I had no idea that Etta had a spin-off as well. So I would say, like... I guess Shenhua would be cool, like an origin story for Shenhua. I think yeah, Shenhua should get a spinoff. Lawton would be a lot of fun. I know he's in the Sawyer story, in some capacity, but like Lawton would be just a fun one. Like Lawton the Wizard would be just like it would just be a total fucking mess of a human being getting his own manga. But no, I would say Shenhua would be my first as like an origin / spin-off novel. I think that would be really cool. Anywho, second question. What other fictional organization could you see seeking asylum in Roanapur? Outside of Cobra, since we're already doing that in Infinity Verse, and that's too easy. Yep, you already caught me. Jason already knew what my answer was going to be. I was like, nope, we're already doing that. Don't take the easy way out. For those wondering, yes, we are going back to doing more Infinityverse. I'm going to use this real quick. Yes, we are going back to more Infinityverse stuff. In fact, we just posted a new chapter for Savage's Reign in Hell. I'm back to now that the short story is done and I sent it in. I will be before I go to my full book. Before working my full book, I'm going to work on some stuff for the Infinityverse just to help, help get things back. Like we've been saying, like it's not dead. The Infinityverse isn't dead. It's just we don't get paid for this, and we both are very busy. Me working my own book, my own job, YouTube, Patreon, all of that. Yeah, and Jason's also equally busy. So, but yeah, the Infinityverse isn't dead. Don't worry about it. It just takes a while to get shit out. Anyway, getting back to the question. I would say the Hand. Yeah, the Hand would probably, you know, yeah, totally the Hand from Marvel Comics. They would want to like use this spot as like a nice little like hiding ground. Same with the Foot. Same with the Foot Clan. And also, I would say probably Millennium. Yeah, Millennium would probably use this little cesspool as a nice hiding spot, too. Anyway, third question. Have you read any of the manga stories that take place after Roberta's Bloody Trail? And if so, what are your thoughts? I have not read the manga set after Roberta's Bloody Trail. I have... it's kind of hard to find these manga, apparently, and I just have not had time to read them. So, yeah, I have not read any of the manga following Roberta's Bloody Trail. But I have heard it gets oppressively depressing as the story goes on. But then again, that's just a par of the course with Black Lagoon. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Jason. Moving on now to Hunter Johnson, who asks, in a Black Lagoon Sailor Moon crossover, how would a fight between Revy and Sailor Jupiter go down? Really? That's the two we're having fight. You know, that's the two that are fighting. Sailor Jupiter One of like a powerhouse in the group versus a girl with guns. This isn't a Batman-Superman fight. Jupiter is just going to lay out Revy in 2 seconds flat. Like, it's gonna be like it's gonna be like, you know, the Punisher fighting the Sentry, or, you know, or Punisher fighting Thor. It's not gonna end well for Revy. Yeah. Second question. What if the Lagoon Company had an encounter with the Shadow? The Shadow, like, I think the Shadow would just be a whole other entity that they would not be prepared for. There's no way they would be ready for taking on an opponent like that. So, no doubt in my mind they would be, you know, outclassed by him. Third question. What would happen if Hotel Moscow went up against Judge Dredd? Well, be tough, but Dredd, I think, is going to come out on top because he has taken on, you know, multiversal threats, so I think a bunch of former Spetsnaz are easy pickings for the judge. Anyway, thank you for those questions, Hunter Johnson. Moving on now to Bill McLaughlin, who asks, who is your favorite antagonist in Black Lagoon? Well, like I said, the big thing you have to remember with Black Lagoon is that there aren't really, outside of, you know, the neo-Nazis, because, you know, fuck Nazis, the big thing you have to remember is that in the world of Black Lagoon, everyone is kind of all fucked up in their own right. Like, everyone in their own regard is thoroughly fucked up. So, you know, to have that is kind of, you know, but I would say my favorite antagonist, even though she is a main character, like a supporting character, I would say my favorite antagonist is Roberta. Probably because she just comes in like a fucking Terminator and just annihilates everything in her path. Just a absolute monster when she showed up. I would play also I would also have Hansel and Gretel right behind them, or her, excuse me, right behind Roberta. So tongue-tied. Yeah. So second question. Do you think we'll ever get a continuation of Black Lagoon? I hope so. It would be really, it'd be pretty cool if we got a continuation of Black Lagoon, but at the same time, how the story, like, ends in the anime, it does feel like it's, like, we could do more. Like, there's all, like, I want to see more from that universe. So, yeah, I hope we get one. I pray we get a continuation of Black Lagoon. Third question. What would happen if John Wick came to Roanoke? John Wick is killing everyone. Well, Revy would be a run for their money, and also Hotel Moscow would be very curious to see John again because of, you know, Vigo, you know, the whole Vigo situation. I think they'd be curious to get, you know, to hear about Baba Yaga's, war with the High Table. Yeah. So thank you for those questions, Bill. Moving on now to Chris, aka the Mount Vernon Kid. Chris, how you doing, brother? First question: how would you feel if Black Lagoon got a remake or sequel like they've done with Rurouni Kenshin? I wouldn't say a remake. I wouldn't want a remake. A sequel. How I would do a sequel to Black Lagoon? I would say probably follow up with, after the events of, obviously, Roberta's bloody trail and how that affected the city, and also play with more Rock going deeper, going the whole Walter White route, with him just falling deeper and deeper into this kind of city of sin and how it just destroys him like it destroys everyone else. So second question. Deadpool Black Lagoon crossover. While I'm not great with crossovers right out the gate, I would say, like, how I would do it is have it that someone has hired Wade Wilson, and that someone is Etta, because remember, she is CIA, and they know they can't touch Balalaika or Hotel Moscow because of their connections. So Etta uses her connections with SHIELD, CIA SHIELD connections, and be like, we need to run an operation to take out one of Hotel Moscow's most dangerous operatives and their cell in Roanoke, but we can't do it without, you know, causing an international incident. Any ideas? And to which Maria Hill would be like, I know a guy, And Etta would be the one to hire Deadpool to take out Hotel Moscow and make it look like one of the other crime lords hired Deadpool to kill her, and shenanigans ensue. So there you go. Final question: Deathstroke versus Roberta. Ugh, I'm so tired. Yeah, Deathstroke versus Roberta. Who do I have? It's a bloody match. I'm not gonna lie to you. It is a total bloodfest. But I think I'm gonna go with Deathstroke because he has taken on like literal gods and monsters. And Roberta ain't no slouch. She ain't no bitch. But like, and she's gonna give Slade a run for his money. But I'm gonna put my money on Slade for experience and his healing factor. Alright, so there you go, guys. That is pretty much all the questions for this Q&A. I'd like to thank everyone who sent in questions yet again. And like I said, if you guys would like to have a question or be part of the next Q&A, just hit the link below, head on over to my Patreon, hit the second tier. That'll allow you access to do so for the next Q&A, and also check out all the exclusive videos over on Patreon. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.